Have you ever wondered what the world map will look like in the next decade? As history has shown us, national borders are never truly permanent, and political landscapes are constantly evolving. From the collapse of great empires to modern-day separatist movements, the fight for self-determination continues worldwide. Today, we will explore 10 regions that could become independent countries in the near future, reshaping the world as we know it. But before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on global affairs. Let's start with Scotland, a nation with a strong cultural identity and a long history of political struggle within the United Kingdom. Scotland held an independence referendum in 2014, where 55% of voters chose to remain in the UK. However, the situation changed drastically with Brexit, as Scotland voted overwhelmingly to stay in the European Union but was forced out against its will. This reignited the independence movement, with Scottish leaders arguing that an independent Scotland could rejoin the EU. Despite legal barriers set by the UK government, calls for another referendum are growing stronger, and if political pressure continues, Scotland may soon take another step toward breaking away. Moving on to Catalonia, Spain, one of the most vocal and economically powerful regions pushing for independence. The Catalan independence movement has deep historical roots, but tensions escalated in 2017 when Catalonia held a referendum, where over 90% of voters supported independence. However, Spain declared the referendum illegal, leading to violent police crackdowns, political arrests, and diplomatic crises. Catalonia has its own language, culture, and economy, contributing nearly 20% of Spain's GDP, making its independence a major concern for Madrid. With ongoing protests and political negotiations, the possibility of an independent Catalonia remains a real possibility in the coming decade. Now, let's talk about Quebec, the French-speaking province of Canada, which has attempted to break away twice before. In 1980 and again in 1995, Quebec held referendums, with the latter nearly succeeding. Only 50.6% voted against independence. The movement is driven by linguistic and cultural differences, as Quebecois people see themselves as distinct from English-speaking Canada. While support for separation has declined in recent years, nationalistic sentiments remain strong, and if another economic or political crisis emerges, Quebec could once again push for a vote on independence. Next, we have Balochistan, Pakistan's largest but least developed province. Balochistan is rich in natural resources, including natural gas, coal, and minerals, but many Baloch nationalists argue that the wealth is being extracted without benefiting the local population. Separatist movements have existed for decades, with armed groups clashing with the Pakistani military. The government has responded with crackdowns, leading to allegations of human rights abuses and enforced disappearances. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, which runs through Balochistan, has added another layer to the conflict, as many locals fear further exploitation. While an independent Balochistan faces significant geopolitical and economic challenges, nationalist sentiments continue to grow, making it a potential hotspot for future independence movements. Moving to the Middle East, the Kurdish people have long been one of the world's largest stateless nations, spread across Iraq, Syria, Turkey, and Iran. In 2017, Iraqi Kurdistan held a referendum where over 90% voted for independence. However, the Iraqi government, along with opposition from Turkey and Iran, prevented it from becoming a reality. Despite setbacks, the Kurds maintain a strong political and military presence, particularly in Iraq and Syria, where they have established autonomous regions. With ongoing geopolitical shifts, the dream of an independent Kurdistan is far from over. Now, let's discuss Taiwan, which has operated as a de facto independent nation for decades, despite China's claims over it. Tensions have escalated in recent years, with China increasing military pressure and warning against any declaration of formal independence. Taiwan's strategic importance in global trade, especially in semiconductor production, makes its status a crucial issue in international politics. The United States and its allies support Taiwan's democracy, But an official declaration of independence could provoke a military response from China, potentially leading to conflict. While Taiwan's future remains uncertain, its push for international recognition continues. Shifting our focus to Southeast Asia, West Papua, Indonesia is another region seeking independence. Formerly a Dutch colony, West Papua was controversially integrated into Indonesia in the 1960s through a referendum that many Papuans argue was manipulated. Since then, separatist groups have fought against Indonesian rule, citing cultural differences, economic exploitation, and human rights abuses. International organizations have reported repression and violence against Papuan activists, fueling calls for self-determination. Though Indonesia is unlikely to let go of the resource-rich region easily, the independence movement remains active. In the Pacific, Bougainville, part of Papua New Guinea, has already taken major steps toward becoming an independent country. In 2019, a historic referendum saw 98% of voters choosing independence. Negotiations with Papua New Guinea's government are ongoing, and if successful, Bougainville could become a fully independent nation in the coming years. Moving to Africa, Somaliland has functioned as an independent state since breaking away from Somalia in 1991. Unlike Somalia, Somaliland has maintained stability, holding democratic elections and establishing its own government. However, it has not been recognized internationally, despite lobbying for official recognition. If global powers acknowledge Somaliland as an independent nation, it could pave the way for other unrecognized states to gain sovereignty. Finally, South Yemen is another region with a strong historical case for independence. Before unifying with North Yemen in 1990, South Yemen was a separate country, and the ongoing Yemeni civil war has reignited calls for separation. The Southern Transitional Council, STC, backed by the UAE, controls large parts of southern Yemen and seeks to restore independence. If the conflict continues, South Yemen could once again emerge as a separate state. These 10 regions are actively fighting for sovereignty, and some may achieve independence sooner than we think. The world is constantly changing, and political movements, economic struggles, and historical grievances continue to shape nations. Some of these independence movements may succeed peacefully, while others could lead to conflicts that change global politics. What do you think? Which region is most likely to gain independence first? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating insights into global affairs.